What's up, y'all? This is Andrew Ellis again, and I'm here to announce the making of a new interview series that I'm doing called Leadership Unplugged. Where basically I'll be interviewing different Memphis leaders, and of course, once I get to whatever college I'm going to, I'll be interviewing leaders within that city. And so you'll see different people, like leaders in computer science, STEM, and even in the business world. So like nonprofit leaders, entrepreneurs, because this entrepreneurship life is so glamorized, and it's really not all that. I'm not gonna say it's not all that, because I want to be an entrepreneur myself. Obviously, I will be an entrepreneur coming soon, August 2025. But this entrepreneurship thing, it is really glamorized, and it's hard. It's super hard, and no one's. It's not a lot that many people filming those late nights when you're brainstorming for an idea, or those late nights where you're working and you wake up and you have 4 hours of sleep and you still got to go to school and you still get these different things done. And so basically this interview series is going to serve as a insider unplugged series, taking out all the glamorized fancy things that an entrepreneur life comes with and just seeing the inside of it. And so that's what it's going to be. And if you all have any questions, just any suggestions for anyone who if you interview, let me know, and we'll be happy trying to bring them on. So first one's going to be with Cam Kuykindall, and he's one of my brothers. I could say he's low-key a mentor to me. Little background on me and him, our relationship. So Cameron and I, he was the president of SGA my sophomore year. And so when he announced that he was retiring, I was like, hold on, what you talking about? What you talking about? You're not gonna be president again? Because I wanted to be his VP. Because I didn't think I was ready to be the president of my junior year. Because I didn't only, it was my first year joining SGA. I didn't have that many, they didn't have that much leadership experience. And so with me just stepping up to be that leader, to take on the mantle and take on the responsibility, it's what I wrote my personal statement about. And so even with his role as past president during his senior year and my junior year, really helped me kind of integrate into middle college's leadership system. And so we've grown a lot together over the years. I've seen him grow, he's seen me grow, and it's really cool to be interviewing him now. Guys, we're both nonprofit leaders, and so I think that's pretty cool. Hopefully you guys think it's pretty cool too. So don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that. Support us in any way, shape, or form if you want to. It's for free, and it just helps us a lot. It really helps. So thank you for watching. Thank you for making it this far, and I hope you enjoy the interview. See you all later. Don't forget, stay learning.
Hey Cam, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you, bro?
I'm doing good. I see you just a little more professional than I did.
And man, I thought about putting on a hoodie, but I didn't know what vibe we was going for. So either way, I wanted to make sure that I was ready for it.
Hey, I just want to be comfortable.
Hey, bro, I don't blame you. And I just threw this on, so I understand.
I feel you. Okay, so of course you don't mind if it's recorded, right?
Absolutely, of course.
Okay, cool, cool.
Gotta
I'm
keep
gonna
it
share the audio
real.
and stuff with you too, so you can do whatever you want with it once we're done. It's just gonna go on Instagram page and whatnot. So, so just some warm-up questions. This not really don't got really anything to do with the CamKuy Group yet. This is really just about you. So of course, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So in terms, I can really just do it like bio.
Bio, sure.
Okay. All right. Well, my name is Cameron Kuykindall. I am 18 years old. I am a junior now at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Go Vols. Highly recommend for all of my college folks out there. I do many things or whatnot. Of course, I'm born and raised here in Memphis. I do have a nonprofit. I'm the president and CEO of the CamKuy Group. With this nonprofit been in existence since July 16th of 2023. So we are entering our second year of full operation for real, and things of that nature. Outside of that, I am a ordained preacher in the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church. At the time of my ordination, I was one of the youngest ordained preachers in my church at just age 16. And so I'm still one of the youngest currently at the moment as well. But I've been preaching since I was 14. So that's 4 years of me being on this
Um,
journey with God. I hadn't said no yet. So,
that
I'm
is
still
pretty
here. Um, yeah, I am a product of Memphis Shelby County Schools, graduating from Middle College High School in 2024, graduating middle school from John P. Freeman K-8, and then I also attended Core Lake Elementary School. That's just a little bit about me.
They always find out about like a new elementary school all the time. We got so many. It's crazy.
That one, it closed actually. So it's just like
Oh man.
it's so many around.
Man. Okay. But yeah, it sounds like you've been leading for a very long time, even since you were 14. That is a very, very big thing to do that not many people can do at all. So I commend you for that for sure.
Thank you, man.
All right. So what's your favorite color? Just a random question.
Good. Favorite color is blue. It's the best color in the world.
Blue. Me too. I love blue, love blue, love blue. So what do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, when I do have time to breathe, I do like playing video games. So you can get your rounds with me on 2K or on NCA College Football 25. Um, but yeah, I like playing video games. Like swimming. Really do enjoy swimming, especially in the summertime. And then I like to travel. Love exploring new places, going new places, doing new things. So I would say traveling, swimming, and playing video games and reading. Love to read. Love to read.
Reading, yes, I love reading too. Reading is an amazing thing to do. I haven't been doing it as much lately.
Right, right.
I gotta get back into it. And I used to love playing video games too. I still do, but I just don't. Like you said, when you get time to breathe, it's hard to
Absolutely.
make time for it. So, but I still love video games. Hopefully, I can engage with it more as I go into college. But that is a plan so far.
Absolutely.
Um, so how was your high school experience? What was that like? You don't got to go too much into detail if you don't want to.
Okay. Well, my high school experience was definitely it was a lot, to be honest.
We laughing because we go to the same school.
We
We go to the
understand.
same school, so we know.
It was definitely a lot. Overall, of course, it was good and excellent. A lot of ups and a lot of downs.
Uh,
But I would say overall, what I can say it was a very big growth period for me. Grew in many ways. Grew in terms of me being a leader. That's really when I really started to hit my prime in terms of leadership in schools or whatnot as a student leader. But also growing just from mistakes and issues, trials, tribulations, people talking about you, all that kind of stuff. I was growing from that as well. So it was really just a period of growth. Um, Things would happen in high school and things of that nature, and I just have to grow from it. Or when we were doing good things, in different leadership roles and positions, different clubs, I would grow. And from those high school experiences, I've come to college and said, well, I'm either will continue doing this or I won't continue doing this based off my high school experience. So it was good. Don't get me wrong. Very fun time to be alive. But a growth experience.
okay, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. I feel that. I feel that. Even as I seeing you grow and stuff, I see what you talk about. So, for anybody in high school right now, do you have any tips for them?
Any tips for somebody in high school right now? Have fun. For my seniors who had a senioritis that I didn't believe existed, but it does. You're gonna be ready to graduate and stuff like that, but cherish those moments because you won't get those back.
Mm,
Truly cherish the prom, cherish your senior reveal day if your school does that. Cherish all the different senior activities you do. And just really cherish that time while you're still a high schooler because that's in my opinion the second to last time you will really have that time as a kid, as a teen. Because once you turn 18, you're out here in the real world. College is going to give you some semblance of being a kid still, but that's going to be the very last time. So I really just say have fun, take it in, enjoy. What I also will say on the academic side, make sure that you are on top of your stuff. Because really, especially starting in high school, that's when stuff really carries with you. So when you're visiting these colleges or anywhere post-secondary, they're going to be looking at your high school experience from the day you walked in until the day you walk across the stage. And so just know that your high school experience is a very foundational time. Now you can either build a strong foundation that the house will stand up on, or you can build a weak foundation that the house will cave in on. I will say you want to make sure you build a strong foundation. Um, Part of the reason that I'm a junior this semester at UT, although this is my first year there, is
God,
because we
you
had a strong
boy.
foundation. Right. I had a strong foundation of those DE classes and AP classes. I wouldn't sleep on it. Don't
Mm,
sleep on those DE and AP classes because I got 42 credits from DE and 4 credits from AP. And so it really helps. It puts me in a good position. And so I would say one of the advice I always gave people at MC in closing is that opportunity is just as good as the person that takes advantage of it. So a lot of people have a lot of opportunities, but you got to really make sure you take advantage of it because if you don't, then that's on you and that's going to reflect on you at the end of the day.
right. Yeah, I heard this quote. It was like, success is when opportunity meets hard work.
Talk about it.
So you got to be prepared to take those opportunities on and just kind of take advantage of it and do what you can because you're not always gonna be ready.
Oh
It's just
no.
come at you, and you have to, you either gonna take it or you don't.
Mhm.
It's just about navigating those different things because life is lots of ups and downs, but life is also lots of opportunities you got to take advantage of. So,
Mhm. And you got to know how to really go with those opportunities. To piggyback off of that, you got to really know when to say yes to an opportunity. Sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you make
right.
sacrifices because of opportunities. College has really shown me that. So, yeah.
For sure. And I feel that even as a senior now, like even, we used to talk a lot about school or whatnot, but even now, like I've been saying no to a couple things just because, I have so much going on or I have what I want to do. And I just kind of have to stay in my box, just to kind of focus on me and make sure that I'm getting what I need instead of saying being a yes man and saying, oh, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. And then all of a sudden you got a whole bunch of things you forgot to do. And everybody looking at you crazy, like, you know, you supposed to do this. You said you're gonna do this and you didn't. So
Look, you know how people can be.
they feel disrespectful when you let them down,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know. So all right. So that kind of wraps up our warm-up questions.
Okay.
So now we're gonna go into more of the nonprofit questions, so more focused on CamKuy Group now.
Absolutely.
So I didn't even introduce myself. Y'all
Yes,
should
please.
know me. I'm Andrew Ellis. The president, CEO, no, not CEO, co-founder of the Technology Outreach Foundation. We're kind of a new nonprofit in the Memphis tech scene. And so we just got 501c3 status in December. And so thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
And we are trying to roll out some operations in February. And so to kind of teach the Technology Outreach Foundation audience about nonprofit leaders and trying to get like a little more deep insight into what that looks like is really the whole reason we're here today. So
Absolutely.
so first of all, can you explain what a nonprofit organization is?
Yes. So a nonprofit organization essentially is a business, is a corporation just like anybody like Walmart or Target. But the difference is that the work you do is not for profit. You're not your sole task is not to make a profit. So
Right.
you provide a service or you provide a good, but you do not expect profit from the people you're providing the service or the good to. Yeah.
Right.
So
And they
essentially you get a lot of your charities from it. Yeah.
yeah, like there's lots of different statuses too. Like we're a public, we just got considered a public charity.
Hmm.
You still, if you want to be a corporation or be incorporated within the state, then you still have to go to the state, get your articles of incorporation, get that written up, hear back from the state and say, and all that jazz with the government filings and stuff. So I'm sure you know a little bit about
Man, look, it's a lot of yada yada, as the Metro by T-Mobile commercials say. A lot of yada yada.
that. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit more about the CamKuy Group?
Yes. So the CamKuy Group, founded, like I said, back in 2023. Our mission is to unify our community through boundary breaking, diversity building initiatives. So one thing that what that really means and what we really do as the CamKuy Group is we believe everything we do is an initiative. We believe that initiatives fuel initiative. You know, when you talk about people having initiative, having the initiative to want to do something or want to do something good, well, we show that we want to do something good through the initiatives we do. Those initiatives include having an annual toy drive where we've donated toys to youth villages. I think we just hit our 800 mark this past toy drive year. So we've donated 800 toys to them over the past 5 years. Um,
The
we've
greatest.
done a back to school bash this year where we're able to give away 125 backpacks, have some fun and food and different games in the community or whatnot for that back to school bash. Um, we started this year a STEM summer camp at one of our partner schools, where we were able to do some STEM education over the summer and do some hands-on learning, some project-based learning. They heard speakers from all across our city, and some great things there. And so those things we will continue into this year, but we also have new things like our planting a seed. Planting a seed, seed stands for School Engagement and Empowerment Days. And so we have five schools that we partner with and work closely with. And so on those days, we just go in. We're just there for the students and we're there for the staff to help in any way we can. We do specific programming to address school needs as need be. But also we just go in and help, or we monitor lunches, or we monitor the halls, just whatever we need to do to help out our partner schools. We'll be starting a book club at one of our partner schools as one of those
Mm.
initiatives. We'll be doing a little of this and there. We just released today. We're mentoring 10 seniors from East High School on their matriculation to college, just so we can get them ahead of the game. So yeah, those are just some of our highlights. I really don't like bragging. So those are just some of all the things we got going on. But everything we do is focused on unifying our community in one way or another.
And that sounds absolutely amazing. You have done, well, not just you, because I know it's you and your team of people that you lead. Y'all have done so many great things, and I know it wouldn't be able to be done without you and the entire team. So, round of applause to you.
Thank you.
And the
Thank
CamKuy Group, that's amazing. And your latest initiative that you just said, mentoring 10 seniors from East High School, it's kind of similar to what we're trying to do. So we're trying to take 10 high achieving, underrepresented high school students that want to go into engineering, and we're gonna give them a laptop, college prep, ACT prep, and teach them calculus before they go into the summer. And so
you.
right
I
now, we're still in the process of trying to find funding for that initiative, but we don't need much. All the money's going to the laptops. Everything else we can just straight up give them for free. Um, and so that's the plan for us. So just personal question: how was the process of doing that? How did you all get all of that together?
Ooh, child.
I know it's a lot. You could break it down to like simplify for people.
So I have to go back to my previous occupation. So before I wanted to go into education, be a teacher, principal, and nonprofit leader, all the great stuff,
Uh-huh.
I actually want to be a meteorologist. And so one of our initiatives, our longest lasting initiative, the Holiday Magic Toy Drive, that's been going on for 5 years,
Mhm.
actually started under there. So what I started to find out is that many of these things I was doing on my personal time, or maybe one thing I do with the church, or one thing I do with school, I was like, well, why can't I just take all of this and put it all together in one organization? I
Mhm.
said, it's all community service. It's all benefiting our community. So I said, why can't we just put this all together in one? And so that's where we really got the CamKuy Group from, right? Derivative of my name, but I always tell, as I remind staff and everybody, it's not about me, it's not about the staff, it's all about the kids and the community that we serve. So it started off with me and one of my best friends, love her dearly, Nia Tuggle. She is our chief operating officer now, but when I was first building out the CamKuy Group, she was just our administrative assistant. And from there, I added on a social media manager. And from there on out, from going from the one person myself to the three people, this year we will be capping out our staff at 19 people. I
Mm.
may say otherwise, but um it definitely took a minute. Really, 2023 was the year we really expanded the team, and we're finishing that expansion. I'm sorry, 2024. 2024 was the year we really expanded the team, and we're capping that expansion going into now 2025. In terms of initiatives, processes, operations, that took some time as well. I'm a very strategic person, a very structured person, so I really work well when there's a lot of structure. But I do give, room for
I hear
fun,
that. So
flow, and creativity. But I like having a structure in place. And
I
so
agree.
from there came, certain processes or certain policies as we start to build them out. I'm not a big policy person either, but it became out policies, came out procedures, came out processes. It's things I would model for the team. It's things the team would start doing. And from there, we kind of just start getting into the work. And now we're really streamlining processes now, where we have everything kind of like written out, well organized, well scheduled in advance, things of that nature.
Cool, cool. So that's kind of something that with those processes and making sure it's structured. So this is going on a little bit of a tangent.
Oh, you're
But
fine. I
you
ain't got no issue
remember
with it.
when it was we were going into my sophomore year, you going into your junior year as president of
Yeah.
SG, and you had your bylaws. I remember you telling me that sometimes they can be a little iffy just because if it's too long, then people will be turned off by it. Now, it depends on what type of caliber person you're talking to. If it is someone who is willing to do the work like that, then it don't matter what it is. They'll straight get to it. But depending on the type of people you have, they only have so much of a maximum or capacity you can bring them to. And
Mhm.
so um we started writing those for SGA again. They're not long, but they are procedural and they make sense, at least to me. They make sense to Core 4. We're going to be bringing them to presenting it to the body next week, next Monday. So
Yeah.
but yeah, even thinking about writing the bylaws for the Technology Outreach Foundation, that was kind of my practice, writing those SJ bylaws in. Of course, the TOF stuff that is legal, so
Right.
you can't mess up on that. Whatever you do with that, got to be set in stone for real. But yeah, um, you don't answer some of my questions already.
It happens.
So can you elaborate a little more about what inspired you to start the CamKuy Group?
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, a lot of this community work, a lot of these things I was already doing. I've always had a love for kids, always. I jokingly, but sometimes I'm serious. I say I don't like adults, I like kids, and I'm an adult myself, so I don't like myself. But really love kids. So, I would find myself in just different volunteer opportunities, like we would, go read to kids, or I would be working with kids in my church as a children and youth minister, or I would, we'd be doing a holiday magic toy drive. Those toys go to kids. So doing all these work with kids and youth everywhere, I was like, well, let's just put this together. Well, who says we can't have a group where we do all these things together? And so from our group, we've, had the summer camp. The summer camp benefit 45 kids. Our 5 school partnerships benefit 2,100 plus kids yearly. We've done a literacy initiative at one of our schools that benefited kids where we're instilling a love for literacy in kids, something that is crucial given how literacy scores look nowadays. Um, we literally just love the kids. And so, from my love of kids, bringing in folks around me who also love kids, but they also see my vision and they really say, Cam, we're gonna help you with this. That's really kind of what inspired us to start this and say, hey, this is what we're doing. We're doing it for the kids.
That's great. That's amazing. And it's all about bringing in people that have the same vision as you or that are willing to follow that same vision and help the same people you're willing to help. It's amazing. Um, I was going to ask you, oh my gosh. Yes. So, how did you find some of the funding for some of these initiatives you've done?
I laugh and you'll understand why I laugh. Um, I always tell people I'm one of the few president CEOs, you yourself, who don't get paid, who this is strictly voluntary. I get $0, 0 cents. There's some CEOs that make millions and all that great stuff and are billionaires out there. Yeah, Cameron Kuykindall makes $0. My entire team makes $0. We actually tell them jokingly, we lose money being a part of the group because we give to the group, but in a good way. So, when it comes to that, and things of that nature, I will say funding wise, it's been challenging. Don't get me wrong, especially when we had some big ambitious ideas and we wanted to execute them right away and didn't have the money to do them. All of our money so far has been on donors, all of it. And I've had to make calls at the ninth hour to say,
Mhm.
hey, we really need some money. What can you do? I'm grateful for our denomination. We have a women's missionary council and we have an international president of that. She would write checks for me like heartbeat. I said I need some money, and she just had me a check for $300. That was ahead of our back to school bash, and we tried to do what we can with it. When we did our STEM summer camp, we were asking money for that from people before then, and that really helped because we got the money we needed for the supplies and all that for the kids. For the toy drive, we always ask the community for that. So funding has just been from individual donors so far. Now, what we're trying to do, and this may answer one of your questions in advance, but what we're trying to do for 5 is that we're trying to do a small fundraiser to cover the mini cost that we have right now. And then we will be announcing a big event that we're going to be doing in June that is going to raise $10,000 for our organization.
Mm, big
I don't
money
need
on.
money. I'm not one that's going to ask for a bunch of money I don't need. I
Mm-hmm.
will work with what I'm getting. I will ask for a small amount and go from there. And another thing that we are thinking about is some potential sponsorship and partnerships with some companies to give us lifetime gifts. And so, if you a lifetime gift is, I reach out to a corporation and they say, well, okay, we're going to give you a $10,000 donation. That's kind of like a start. But I would say, hey, thank you for this lifetime gift. You will always be our donor wall, our sponsor wall. We appreciate you for giving us this money to get us started.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how we handle that.
Yep, I'm kind of in that process now, just cold emailing. One
Hmm.
thing I started doing, just because I realized that I wasn't really getting anywhere that I wanted to be specifically in 2024. Now, just setting it out in the morning, straight up. First thing I do, not the first thing I do, but one of the very first things I do before I even go to school is I set a 1 hour just dedicated to Technology Outreach Foundation, and that's gonna be part of it. Cold emailing, calling people, just getting funding for the things you need to do. Of course, I don't got $2,500. I wish I did,
Hey.
but I don't got it. So I gotta find it from some other people, from donors, sponsors, all that.
Mhm.
How do you manage your donors, or how do you kind of manage that relationship with your donors? How is that relationship?
So I will talk about that twofold. The first thing I told them, and I learned this through high school, is that you don't want to over tap your donors. And so,
Mhm.
I have to be very careful in how I continually ask for money. I don't like asking for money as is, and that's contrary for preacher because we always got to ask for the tithes. But
Mhm.
um, but I don't like constantly asking for money. And so that's one of the reasons this year we're just trying to do two fundraisers, small one and a large scale one, so we can get all the money we need at those two times versus for the 7 initiatives we have having to ask for money each time. So I would say just simply trying to streamline it so that way we're asking for money one time or donors can even give a recurring donation. But the second thing is communication. I'm very big on letting the work speak for itself. So that's why I'm big on how we communicate with our donors, with the public, how we post about what we do, how we show pictures, how we talk about what we're going to do before we do it, while we're doing it, and after we're doing it. One of the biggest things I'll ever be grateful for, and, and it's kind of emotional sometimes when I think about it. One of the things I'm very grateful for is the people who supported the vision God gave me when they could not see the vision.
Amen.
That's you have some people really behind your back. When you can convince people that you have a vision and you're very passionate about it, and they can't see the vision yet, and they don't even know if the vision is going to work, but they believe and trust you and God so much that they say, "I'm gonna give you this money." That's when you really have built a good relationship with your donors.
Amen.
Yeah.
All God, all God, all glory to God.
It's all God.
All
Yeah.
glory to God. So it's another one of my questions. What is your vision for the CamKuy Group in 2025? I know you've spoken about some fundraisers and such, but are you even allowed to
Oh yeah.
discuss?
Look,
Okay.
I'm a transparent person, man. Look, I'm a transparent person. So yes, so for 2025, just shared this with our crew last week in our first meeting of the year. But we do have 7 initiatives planned for this year. We've already completed one last Monday with our school tours. That's what planting a seed is. But from there, we're going to do our fundraiser in the summer. We'll do our STEM summer camp. We will do our back to school weekend. We'll start our Hanley book club and launch that. We will do our Holiday Magic Toy Drive. Then we'll do Hanley Holiday. Hanley Holiday is one of our school engagement. That's our literacy day. And then we've already inserted the 2025 seniors scholars program. And
Mm,
so what I always tell them is that when I have a vision meeting and I talk about that and I put it in the like graphics, I always call it our 2025 roadmap. I specifically call it a roadmap because I said whenever you're going on a trip, sometimes you get off of the GPS. Sometimes you go see things, that you didn't plan to see. Sometimes things happen. You hit a pothole in Memphis. You hit a curb. You hit something. It happens. and you may not complete what you want to. I said it's truly a journey, but it's not about the destination. It's simply about the journey forward. And so that's what I encourage our team with is that this is the vision that God has given us for such a time as this. It may not all come to pass, or it may all come to pass. This is just our roadmap. This is what we project to happen, and this is where we project to do. Yeah,
Very inspiring. Very inspiring.
appreciate it.
Must be nice to be able to have someone because having that leadership that you were able to just capture people's attention
hmm
and help them see the vision and help them be all the way on board, that's a different type of leader you have to be. You have to kind of practice the leadership for a long time. Some people get it earlier than others, some people get it later than others, but regardless, it can be difficult sometimes. So I commend you for that.
Oh yeah,
That is
I
amazing.
appreciate that, man.
It's amazing. Um, so one thing about leadership and being put in the spotlight per se, a lot of the time when you're put in the spotlight, a lot of positive things are mentioned, right? And so sometimes it can create a paradigm of, oh, he never messes up. Oh, he's always doing something good, or he's always had it perfect. He's never had any struggle. But in reality, that is the farthest thing from the truth. Every victory you may see, there's probably like two, three, four struggles and failures that have happened. Um, so I think it's important for leaders, especially, to kind of acknowledge that there's always going to be failure, and that everyone you see has failed plenty of times more than they can probably tell you. Even the big leaders like Barack Obama, right? Even the big super CEO people, Elon Musk, all them people who make billions of dollars, they have failed a lot, but they've also succeeded a lot. And it's because they failed that they were able to grow as leaders, grow as people, and be where they are now. So I say all that to say, what are some of the failures that you have endured with CamKuy Group, and how have that made you better today?
Thank you for that. Good question. I've had a couple of personnel failures, and when I say personnel, and I'm talking about people, is really how I manage them. I'm a very big person. I don't like confrontation. But that's from a negative standpoint. I have to understand that confrontation doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Mm.
So one thing that I have done in certain cases is lowered my bar so that people can get to it. That's what our education system does, and we can see what's going on with that. But I won't get on my education tangent today.
Oh, amen, amen.
It's so I've learned as a leader, especially with this being my namesake, and especially these foundational years where people look at our name, look at our logo, and they say, "Who's CamKuy?" I have to be very intentional of how high I set my standards. Now, what I always tell the crew is, I'm gonna help you get there. I'm gonna help you get to the bar. But what I will not do in 2025 or any time forward is lower the bar for anybody. I made that mistake. That's a big mistake because you never want to lower the bar so that people can get to it. That's lowering expectations. That's saying that, oh, it's okay, or we can reduce the quality just to rush it, or oh, we're not going to do our best quality, our best product, or our best job just because we don't have to. No, I've told the crew, we've got to make sure that we're doing our best at all times. Now, if I told the crew, if I take something from you, whether that's a task, an initiative, a project, a graphic, even for social media, if I take that from you and say, okay, that's because I know it's your best. But if I don't take it from you and I actually go back to the drawing board, that's because I know you can do better and that you're just under the bar. That's one mistake I've made in terms of not pushing people to their potential. Another mistake I have made is in how I manage money. What I mean by that is I have never misappropriated funds or mismanaged prop money as to where I should be in an orange jumpsuit.
Mm.
However, I could do better at spending our money, accounting for our money. Any business can do that because there's going to be times where you didn't spend money the best way you could have, not illegally, you just didn't spend it right. But in 2025, I'm trying to make sure we spend our money meticulously, meaning that everything is really lined up. We're spending money on what we need to spend it on. The majority of our budget is on initiatives. That's where the majority of our budget of the $10,000 goes. And so I just want to make sure that we truly spend money as best as we can, truly seek out the best prices for vendors and things we need just to do that. So I would say in terms of my mistakes, just pushing people, money, and one more mistake. This is actually the biggest one I've made. I'm a very ambitious person. I think you know a little bit something about ambition.
Mhm.
But
Amen. Amen.
look, I'm a very ambitious person. Nothing wrong with that. But sometimes I've been so ambitious that I was unrealistic. And
Mhm.
so a lot of times, even with our back to school bash, that idea for the back to school bash came about a month before we did it. It was by grace of God we pulled off our back to school bash because it really should have failed and crumbled. But what I will say is, and I had to do it this year, what I told the team is I said, we have to slow down our quantity so we can speed up our quality. I said,
Mhm.
I said, I'm going to slow us down this year. I actually had way more initiatives planned, but I slowed down. That way, we can truly focus on getting these things right. We can truly focus on enhancing the quality of the things we do now. Then next year, we can talk about adding on some things or adding personnel where needed be. We can talk about doing some more things. But until we kind of really, not perfect, but until we really sharpen our toolbox here, until we really sharpen our craft, hone our craft with these things, then we can add on some other things later. So, hey, personnel and pushing them to their best potential, managing money, and being overly ambitious and unrealistic.
That's a great answer. And I know um Cam and I have a shared mentor. It's Miss Easton, and if you know Miss Easton, then you know she is very ambitious. And so she even tells me sometimes, as an ambitious person, your expectations will always be met. And so you just kind of have to kind of deal with that and kind of say, okay, where did we go wrong, or how more realistic can I be, like you were saying. So I just kind of popped into my head when you were talking about ambitious and being overly ambitious. I kind of see her influencing you, so that's pretty cool.
Hey, you know her three favorite words: less is more.
Yes, less is
I used
more.
to hate when she said
Less
that,
is
but I do
more.
understand what she means by it.
Less is more. I agree. Even as we looking at this year, because I'm finna leave too. So
Right.
I'm gonna be joining you in college, and they gotta have to try and prepare them to be able to lead without me,
Hmm.
while still providing a good last semester for everybody as Prez. So
Absolutely.
kind of twofold, but you understand all of that all too well. Um,
Also,
so this is kind of actually okay. What are some of the most important decisions you make as a nonprofit leader?
some of the most important decisions I make.
All right,
Uh,
one thing
one,
too. We have about 5 minutes left because we on free zone.
I'll make it a quick answer. Yeah. So personnel is one. That's one of the biggest decisions is who I choose to be a part. Because they got to be somebody that supports the vision, but also really loves the kids and has a heart for the work we're doing. If you don't have a heart for it, it's gonna be work. I don't want it to feel like work. And it's volunteer work at that. They're not getting paid for it. Two, money. Again, this is going to kind of align with the mistakes I made, but money. God is always calling us to be a faithful steward of the resources He give us. He said He will never give us more until we've done good with what we have.
Mm,
We got to make sure that we properly manage our finances and properly invest them and properly put them in the right places. So people, money, um, would be some of the biggest decisions I make. Yeah.
for sure.
Yep.
Okay. So how did I phrase this question? What are some of the most important things, trait wise or character trait wise, you would have to say a nonprofit leader needs?
Definitely any leader, not even nonprofit, but any leader needs to be able to communicate. You need to be able to communicate with the public or whatnot and really sell your vision, but also communicate internally with your people so that they can feel that they're a part of this vision, not just that they're fulfilling the vision. So communication is key.
Mm,
I do think that a leader has to have vision. The Bible says it clearly, without vision, the people will perish. And so you have to have some type of vision for how you see the organization. I have crazy visions for the CamKuy Group that extend 5, 10, 15, 20 years into the future. But I still have a vision for now and I have a vision for then. So having those 5, 10-year plans and those really long-term plans really is key for leaders. So communication, having vision, and I would say, when nobody else believes in your vision, when nobody else believes in the work you're doing, you have to be the best marketer, the best communicator of what you're trying to do. Because when nobody else can sell the vision, when nobody else can market your vision and communicate what you're trying to do for the community, you have to be the one to do it.
Right, or else it can die, and you don't want that to die.
Absolutely.
To always be alive, to be so. I like that. So now this is kind of going into kind of like the college realm and whatnot. So as a college student, I know you go back to January 20th,
hmm
UTK. Yeah. So how do you manage your time to be able to be both a college student and chair the nonprofit?
Yeah, definitely difficult. But what I will say is proper planning can promote excellence. And so what I've really tried to do this year is calendaring well, even with the organization. I do good calendaring by myself, but I
Mhm.
want to be better at calendaring with the organization. So now that we've had 1 year fully operating, what I did this year was put all of our dates in our Google Calendar. Our crew has all the dates for all of our meetings, for all of our initiatives. They have the dates for all their breaks. So that way I not only can I hold them accountable, but also I can say I gave it to them in enough time, and I can say that this is our rigid schedule, we're sticking to it. That way everybody knows what we're doing with the group. So I would really say planning is the biggest tool in terms of me managing my time, because if I don't plan ahead, I'm gonna feel like I'm all over the place. So planning is definitely key.
For sure, I hear that. I feel that for sure. All right, as we kind of run out of time, do you have any questions for me?
I don't have any questions. I have some encouragement. If you don't do one thing, Martin Luther King said, if you cannot fly, then walk. If you cannot walk, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. And if you can't walk, crawl. But
Mhm.
whatever you do, just keep on moving. So the encouragement I give to you is just keep on moving. It's gonna be haters, trials, tribulations, funding issues. You're gonna have some everything come at your way, good and bad. But I want you to just keep moving and remember why you started and remember where you're trying to go. And I'm proud of you, man. I love you.
Thank you so much. I love you too. I appreciate you. You know, this bond been going strong for about 2, 3 years now. You know, and I hope it continues to grow. We'll definitely come back and chop it up some more later. But I appreciate you coming on today, sharing your wisdom and giving your testimony, so you can, help teach these other people. This is what it's like. This is what it takes, and I hope they can even see, through your leadership, through your inspirational words, that this nonprofit stuff is not easy, but it's very fulfilling. And the reason why we do it is not because of us, but to serve. And that's the number one reason we do it, to serve other people.
Yep. I appreciate you having me on, man.
Of course. I'll see you later.
See you later, man.
See you.